Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Urban TV. And with this first episode of Urban TV, I couldn't start it off no other than the Black Culture Center. So for all of you who do not know me, my name is Lewaski Watkins, and I am proud to be your urban beaver and bring Urban TV to you guys. So with no further ado, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, but tell us about yourself, where you came from, and your title, like a mini bio before we, you know what I'm saying, get into this Urban TV episode.
A mini bio. Okay.
Yeah, a little mini bio, a little something about yourself.
Okay. Well, hey, America. More so Oregon State University. Welcome to the Lonnie B Black Cultural Center. I am Terrence Harris. I'm the director here. A little bit about me. I'll give you some background. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. You know, it's the Ville.
The South, baby.
Yes, it is. You get into it. Now, I'm from Louisville originally. I went to Western Kentucky University. So I got my undergrad. I graduated from there. And I got my master's degree from the University of North Texas. Okay. I have been in higher ed for the past 11 years. So I was most recently assessing university before coming to Oregon State in 2016. So I'm coming up on 6 years being at OSU.
Man, we thank you so much for your 11 years of service and your 6 years of service in the greater OSU community. Now, with I know you said we are sitting inside of the Lonnie B Harris Black Culture Center. So what would you say, like, the purpose of having a Black Culture Center here at Oregon State?
So the purpose of this cultural center, as well as the other 6, is to have a space for students to be in community. That was the original plan for the students in 1969 and 71, really, when they first started out. Was to have a space for students to be in community. For us, particularly in the Black Cultural Center, like we always say all the time, we are unapologetically black. So that has a lot of different things and a lot of different meanings to that. Black people are not, monolithic. We are not just one thing, right?
Yes,
so we represent a lot of different things, and unapologetically, we are ourselves. So when you're coming into this space and as a new student, or even as a black faculty or staff member who is not from this area, you and I are neither from here, we're from the South. There are a lot of people that are either coming from the South, from California, the West Coast, or you got folks from the Northeast or the Midwest, and who are not who are used to seeing black people, who are used to being in community. And coming here, you need that sense because Oregon is a very white space, a very white state, no matter where you go, if it's OSU, U of O, PSU, you name any big school, Western Oregon, I don't care where you are. Right, so it's just having to have a space where you can be yourself and be comfortable and be around people that look like you when you don't get that, when you in your classes, when you in your meetings in your departments, if you even go into the grocery store. So it's a place for that.
Okay, so how did this Black Culture Center get its name?
So I'll tell you about how the Black Culture Center was founded too in its name. So there was a football player by the name of Fred Milton that played at OSU in 1968-69 season, and he had a fro and thick sideburns like you and
pork chop.
Pork chop, exactly. A pork chop sideburns.
Okay.
Some people don't know what that means.
Yeah, the big, like this right here on your face.
That part. So he was playing on a football team, and the coach, they called him the Great Pumpkin at the time, DeAndros.
The Great Pumpkin?
The Great Pumpkin, because, you know...
It was like...
Well, you know, the colors is orange and black.
Okay.
Halloween every day. And then he looked like a big pumpkin because he wore a lot of orange. And he a big orange caddy. And he would drive a Cadillac around campus.
I've never seen an orange Cadillac.
Neither have I. I've seen a pink one, but I've never seen an orange one.
It must be pinky for Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so more about Mr. Pumpkin.
So, but DeAndros wanted Fred to cut his sideburns, and he refused to. And so he kicked him off the team. And while he was kicked off the team, at that time it was about 57 African Americans that were at Oregon State University as students. 47 of those students staged a walkout. And back here, if you look at the campus gates on 15th Street in Jefferson, that's where they walked out of class and everything. And they had other students of color that joined them. And he refused to come back. Fred Milton did, because they wanted him back on the team. He refused to come back. He ended up transferring and going to Utah State to play football. And from that walkout was establishment of the Black Student Union. Okay. And then from there came the idea of having cultural centers. So that's where the Black Cultural Center came from. Lonnie B. Harris was the first director of EOP, which is our Educational Opportunities Program. That is still intact here on campus. So in 1969, that program was established, and he was the first director of that. And so he also was the founder, charter member for the IOTA chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated on this campus.
Shout out to the Noobs.
Yes, shout out to the Noobs. They in the building always. You in the house of Kappa. But he was very big influential parts of blackness on this campus. So hence the name of this building was named after somebody who provided and left us with a legacy.
And so that was stemming off the walkout in 1969 that got Mr. Harris into the EOP role in 1969 of the 68 walkout.
69 was a good year. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily in that term, but it was in terms of really being the foundation for a lot of things that you do see. And Oregon State was a part of a lot of social justice movements that you've seen during the 60s down in California and even across the country. So OSU was right there in the mix.
Coming off of Lonnie B. Harris's legacy and everything that he has done, and now that you're the current director, you know what I'm saying, Lonnie B. Harris did a great thing, and now we have Terrence Harris in now. So from Harris to Harris, like coming off his legacy and like all the things that he did to create a better sense of community here at Oregon State. Like you know what I'm saying, what are things that you're doing now as a director to keep his dream alive and well?
Absolutely, that's a great question. And you know, and there's no Harris relation. At least I don't think my granddaddy got no folks from Texas. You never know. But no, honestly, it's to be able to plan events. First of all, let me go back up and say this. We started off in a house, right? If you look behind me, up on that wall, there's some houses. Most of the cultural centers start off in houses. You still have the Pride Center, the Women and Gender Center that's still in a house. But the others, we all started in houses and transformed in here. So I'm the first director in this space. So a lot of the things that we've done, that we do now currently, I was able to implement. Just to be able to see our student organizations go from nothing to something and have being able to plan events and stuff, that's a great thing. To be able to take students on cultural excursions to cities in the South or in the West that are black and have black history and black excellence, to celebrate us, that is something that I think continues the legacy that, you know, whether it's Lonnie B. Harris, Dr. Lawrence Griggs, Laverne Woods, Jeff Brooks, some of these amazing people that came before me, I think it continues to carry on that torch, and to see other people on the campus, other faculty that's trying to do our part every day. That's what they were doing, right? Yes, so if it's giving us experiences that we did as undergrads to try to entice our students, you and everybody else, to be the best that you can be and realize that you are in a special time, no matter your color or creed, being in college is special. So what are you doing to make the most of that? And thinking about when people didn't have nothing, and now we have resources. Even sitting here having a television show. You couldn't do that in 1969. You couldn't talk about no urban TV in 69. We was living it. We still living it now. Yeah. So, I mean, that's special. So you have to take the gifts that you have and make the most of that. Yes, sir. And so for me, you know, I'm just trying to do that, making sure our students are educated.
You are doing
Whether
that.
it's, I thank you, I've tried. It's a challenge every day. But, you know, even when it comes to making sure students are graduating, making sure the students have resources to be able to stay in school, whether if it's financial aid, if it's food, if it's just conversation.
Yeah, I'm about to say just shoulder to lean on.
Right. So, and we've been able to establish programs. We have a new living learning community that wasn't established for black folks. We got a Black Alumni Friends Network that wasn't done before we came here. We got, what is that? Not the Residence Hall, but the
Black Living Community.
Yeah, it was something else that there was just formed. I mean, besides DSI and all these other groups, we got our
Scholarly Sisters.
Scholarly Sisters that came. Like, there's a lot of different things that we have been able to do and bring forth, and that's based upon the backs of these individuals. Lonnie B Harris doing that, so he had a vision that he didn't let sit.
So, with the Black Culture Center, I know we said we have, you pretty much went through the organizations and so how can we find these organizations, locate them? Like, can we find like organizations attached to the Black Cultural Center, like on the website or something like that, or something that somebody has to come in and find?
Each of our organizations listed right here: Black Graduate Student Association, African Student Association, Black Student Union, National Society of Black Engineers, NAACP, and our Divine Nine Greek letter fraternities and sororities that are here. You can come here anytime and check them out. You can follow all of their IG handles. There isn't a location centralized with everybody's handles yet, but feel free to come into the BCC Monday through Thursday, 10 to 7, on Fridays, 10 to 5. We can direct your path at that point as well, to get involved with those.
Okay.
And I would say get involved in those student organizations. You don't have to be black to come to this space. You don't have to be black to be a part of any of those organizations. Although our audience is primarily targeting black identified folks from the diaspora, you don't have to be any of that to be a part and to still be a part of the movement. So keep that in mind too as you think about that and looking. You can chill in the space. There is games that you can play. They always playing somebody's PS5 and getting blown out in Madden or whatever these games are over here. You got the air hockey table in the back if you want that. You know, there'll be some other things if you need to have no Uno, want to play no games, you just want to have a conversation, feel free to do that. We have a quiet space where you can chill and pray, meditate, sleep sometimes. The meeting rooms is good for studying. As well as back here, we have computers. You can print off stuff. Don't be trying to print more than 10 pages, though, or we going to charge you. And yeah.
And if you're trying to get it on, they got condoms in the bathroom.
Now, contraception is provided
for free.
It is free contraception. So please come and, yes, protect yourself always.
Always.
We do have that in the restroom at your convenience.
Different flavors.
Oh, well, this is Urban TV, right?
Yep. We have fun. Hey, stemming off that, what would you say your favorite thing about being a director of this cultural center is?
I'm blessed to see black people every day. That's just, you know, and it's so real because I've worked in a space where I was the only one, but I had a city. Like, I have friends, you know, I can go and be and do. But when you don't have that, a lot of people work here really that don't see everybody every day. Yeah. They go through, I talk to students every day. Somebody, if it's a student, if it's a faculty member or something, that have that, and people don't understand that. And we're coming into winter time, so you know,
very gray outside.
Yeah, we've been blessed with some sunshine right now, but it's not always like that, right? So to be able to do that and inspire people, or just be somebody and put a smile on somebody's face every day, that's what keeps me going and keeps me drive to be here for as long as I have. Because honestly, I would have been.
Yeah, that's and I can really say that like from my personal experience being here at Oregon State and being a regular to drop by the Culture Center, it's just good to see, you know what I'm saying, faces that look like me and people that talk like me. So that's a, you know what I'm saying, the thing that warms my heart is to see people that are like-minded and come from, you know what I'm saying, maybe different backgrounds, but we all have like a similar story. So that's one thing I really enjoy about coming here into the BCC, especially after long days, you know what I'm saying. We really appreciate you for, you know what I'm saying, tuning in to me and Mr. Terrence Harris here
Brother,
at the BCC.
Appreciate it.
Coffee Talk, first episode, Urban TV.
I don't drink no coffee.
Done.
And
I
you
do.
could have brought me a smoothie though.
Hey, yeah, that cost too much.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right.